10 minutes and one ingredient is all you need to make the most wonderful Italian snack of Crespelle al Formaggio, or cheese crisps. You heard me right, you only need one ingredient, and this makes an elegant, delicious, easy, and quick appetizer that most everyone will love. So let's get started. Today I'm using grana padano cheese, but you can use parmesan or pecorino if you like. And to create a little bit of texture, I'm grating it on the larger side first and then switching over to the finer side. Grate as much cheese as you like. I've grated about 3 cups here altogether. Put your pan over medium heat, and you don't need to grease it because the oils from the cheese is enough to not make anything stick, and you just want to aim for a thin, even layer. And if you can see little bits of the pan through, that's okay, it'll just add texture. Heat the cheese until it melts, about 30 or 40 seconds, and then use a spatula to gently lift it out and put it onto parchment paper. Don't worry about it looking rumpled because it just adds to the character of it. Once all the cheese is done, just let it cool a few minutes so that it crisps up, and then it's ready to be broken into pieces and put it in a serving dish to nibble on. And these are very versatile. You can take some of the cheese crisps and wrap them into ham or prosciutto with some cucumber or melon if you like, and you can serve them up with a nice glass of rosé or prosecco. Now, some of you may be wondering if you can do this with different types of cheese, and I've discovered that the best results and the crispiest results are achieved with harder cheeses like parmesan, grana padano, pecorino romano, or asiago cheese. That being said, you want to avoid using the parmesan that comes in the plastic containers with the shaker top because it contains an anti-caking agent and the cheese won't set up properly. I also tried it with a different type of cheese, and I'll show you the result that I got with that. I've made some here with cheddar just so that you can see the difference. And you won't get that crispiness like you will with the grana padano or parmesan cheese. So as you can see, they look really lovely. They're just a little bit more flexible and they won't have that crunch. That being said, these are absolutely delicious in their own right. But if you're looking for that real crunch or crispy texture, it's better to stick with the harder cheeses. Now, if you didn't want to use a fry pan, you can also do these easily in the oven, and I'll show you how we do that. Now, this is going to be almost like a cracker. I've taken about 1.5 cups of grated cheese and added 1 tablespoon of seasoned breadcrumbs and about a ½ teaspoon of oregano. Give everything a good mix through. Put a heaping tablespoon of the cheese onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and we'll want to bake it at 350 degrees for about 5 or 6 minutes. When you take them out and let them cool a few minutes, we have a nice, delicate cheese wafer. And once we take the rounds out and allow them to cool so they crisp up, you can of course enjoy them just as is, but I'll show you something else we can do with them, and it looks phenomenal. You can use these rounds to layer a green salad or avocado in between for an easy and show-stopping presentation. Now, this is arguably one of the easiest Italian appetizers you could ever make. The most difficult part is actually figuring out what to call it, because some people refer to this recipe as something called frico, which originates from the Friuli region of Italy, which is in the northeastern part, and it stretches from the sea into some of the most beautiful, gorgeous mountains that you will ever see in Italy. And it's a region where many Italian, Slavic, Slavic and Austrian people have been rubbing elbows for centuries and borrowing traditions from their cuisine and other aspects of their culture as well. And the reason why this is a bit of a debate is that for many Friulani, frico is a type of pancake. It's a savory dish made with potatoes and cheese, very similar to a Swiss rösti. So because of this difference, this is why I refer to them as Crespelle al Formaggio, which I think is a more accurate description because it literally translates to cheese crisps. But whatever you decide to call these fabulous little cheese nibbles, the fact remains they make an incredible addition to any charcuterie board or any gathering you might have. If you have any leftovers, and that's a big if, you can put them in an airtight container and they'll keep in the fridge for a few days. These are so good. A little bit of salt, some crunch. You pair it with a bubbly drink. It is absolutely amazing. So now we've been able to create a sophisticated little chip that can be used in so many different ways out of one ingredient. And it pairs perfectly with prosecco or champagne. And if you serve these before a dinner party, it will set the tone beautifully for the whole evening. Take care, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.